Hi guys, so this tutorial is going to be sort of my Kickstarter for the holiday season. Today I bring you a peppermint skeleton inspired look. It's actually inspired by one of my good friends, Katrina, aka Lovecat on Instagram. I will post a picture somewhere around here and all her information down below. She is amazing and she is incredible. You guys should definitely go check her out. She's an amazing friend. She is just everything. I love her so much. And I hope I did justice on this look. One thing I will say is that I added a lot of glitter that is very noticeable in person. Like, I'm looking at the mirror right now and it's really sparkly. There's a whole lot of glitter and I don't know why on camera, not even on pictures, it's doing justice whatsoever. So that's something that I'm very disappointed at. I mean, my hair, my face, my chest, everything has a lot of glitter in it. I wish it was a lot noticeable. I need a better camera, but what can I do besides cry myself to sleep right now? JK. In fact, my Snapchat camera did a much better job showcasing the glitter, and as you can see, I have glitter all over my hair, all over my face, my chest. Basically, the effect that I was trying to go for was that I look very sugary and that I look very kind of like sweet and whimsical, so that's why I added a lot of glitter, but again, the cameras did not show it, and it's really upsetting me. But we're gonna move on. But there really isn't a lot to say about this look, except if you want to see how I did it, then all you gotta do is just keep on watching. As per usual, the first thing I'm doing is taking an eyeliner pencil. Any eyeliner pencil will do, and I'm just sketching out the features of this skeleton, and I also wanted to have a little bow tie, so I just drew a circle with two sideways triangles on each side. Then with white paradise paint, I'm filling in the skeleton, making sure to use the appropriate brushes to fill in the smaller sections. Then use gray to fill in the ribs that are in the back because these are obviously going to be a little bit darker. Then I'm using the color Beach Berry by Mehron to draw all the stripes going down each bone, making sure that each line is actually diagonal and looks like it's swirling around the bone. Then filled in the circle using white paradise paint and then use dark red for the bow. Then I'm filling in the circle with 4 red stripes which swirl around like a mint. With the dark red paradise paint, I'm drawing the peppermint lines on the bones painted gray. Since these are behind the other bones, they have to be darker because there's very little light hitting them. Now with a small brush, I'm basically filling in all the negative spaces within the bones using the dark red paradise paint and being very careful not to overline. Now with NYX's Cosmetic Primal Color eyeshadow in Hot Red, I'm going to start out by shading the bones. Now, I'm shading where the bones connect with the sternum as well as shade underneath each bone to make it seem as they all lie on top of each other. Then darkening it up with some eyeshadows from the Morphe 35C palette. I'm taking a dark gray eyeshadow, and what you want to do is you want to basically place the eyeshadow where you want to shade, and then you want to pull it outwards or upwards from where you place the eyeshadow to get a nice faded effect. Then shaded the ribbon using some black eyeshadow, and you may want to look at a reference picture or look at an actual ribbon to get an idea where it folds and curves so you can place the shadows accordingly. And of course, highlight afterwards to make sure that all the features stand out as much as possible. Now, as always, I like to highlight using white paradise paint and a fine tip brush, and then go in with a brush I use to fill in whatever section I'm highlighting at the moment to soften down the line. Now, same steps apply to the bones, but instead of blending out the highlights, I'm just leaving them as they are. Then with the white, I'm creating the torn up pieces of wrapping paper, making sure that they all look distressed and roughed up by wiggling my brush around the edges. If you saw my last body paint tutorial, then some of these steps might actually be very familiar. So what I'm doing right now is I'm outlining the skeleton using red paradise paint before I fill in all the negative spaces to avoid any overpainting incidents, and then just filling in the rest with the red. Afterwards, I'm shading the pieces of paper with dark gray eyeshadow, keeping the shadows mainly concentrated where the papers fold. With white, I'm highlighting the edges and I'm wiggling my brush a little bit to make them look more torn up and rough. Then taking the 35C palette by Morphe, I'm using the brown eyeshadows to cast all the shadows from the pieces of paper on my skin and also darkening up the shadows a little bit with dark gray. Then shading the bones to make it seem as if the skeleton is actually inside the wrapping paper, as well as adding more dimension and depth to the red areas with black eyeshadow. To add more interest, I mixed Graftobian's gold metallic powder with Mehron's mixing medium to create a paint, and then drew diagonal lines in the bow tie because I felt like it needed something else, and I love playing with gold. After a little bit of moisturizer and embracing my inner fat bitch with half a pizza and the Hamilton soundtrack, I was ready to start on the face. Taking the NYX's Angel Veil Primer and applying this all over the face to get a smooth base for the foundation before smearing Ben Nye's Professional Clown White all over the face until I looked like a freak. And please do not forget to block out your eyebrows. Powder the face to set the cream until you look like you dipped your face in a bowl of powdered donuts. With a red shadow, I'm outlining the features of the skull, such as the eye sockets, the hollows of the mouth that separates the zygomatic bone with the mandible, and temples. Then, with red paradise paint, I'm filling in the hollows of the eyes, and I'm leaving the center space on the top and the bottom blank. With the exact same red eyeshadow on a small flat brush, I'm outlining the teeth before taking the same shadow and diffusing the red on both the brows and the eye sockets. With white, I'm shaping the teeth a bit more, and then with the red, I'm shading right around it. Then with the red paint, I'm outlining and adding more dimension before taking this maroon shade from the 35C palette and adding this for more dimension. Then I'm sort of highlighting the little divots in the maxilla bone before taking red and going to start shading by first drawing a line a centimeter away from the edge of the skull, and then with the red eyeshadow I'm diffusing it by placing the shadow on the red line and then pulling it up and outwards to blend it out. Then to highlight and to give me a very nice crisp edge, I'm just using white paradise paint on a fine tip brush. Adding depth with a bit of black eyeshadow and then drawing horizontal lines with the white on the hollows of the face, and then small details around the eyes. Now I'm basically following Kat's look, but you can do whatever designs you want. Then with a black eyeshadow, I'm adding a bit more dimension to the hollows. Now off to attempting to draw a spiral on my nose, but I eventually kind of gave up, so I just drew rings that go from largest to smallest when they reach the tip of my nose, and then drew white lines in between. Filled in the sides of my head and my ears using the red body paint, and then moved on to creating this ombre effect on my forehead by placing the red primal color eyeshadow right where my hairline starts and then dragging it down, and then dotting white paradise paint over the red to simulate sugar and add a little bit more detail because I felt like it was a little bit too plain for me. And for a little bit of sparkle, I just took Sally Girl's Sparkle Effects glitter and patted this on the top of the cheekbones and all over the forehead. Okay, who am I kidding? I bathed in this stuff! Then grabbed the NYX's red face and body glitter and applied this all over the red areas of my face, and I also tilted my head forward or off to the side to avoid any red fallout where the white areas are. After applying my lenses, I just blasted some red body paint on my hair using my airbrush and continued with the white line pattern on the sides of my head and bathed in red glitter because I cannot get enough of it, before finishing off with NYX's Jumbo Pencil in Milk to both my waterlines. So that is it for this candy cane skeleton inspired makeup look. I really hope that you all enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the links will be down below, as well as a list of products that I used in this video. So I really hope to see you next time, and bye!